Ever walk past business class thinking, how do people actually get up there? What if I told you there are legit, proven ways to score that upgrade without blowing thousands? No fluff, just smart moves people are actually using right now. And yeah, some of these are hiding in plain sight. Stick around, because once you know these, flying economy might never feel the same again. Bid for an upgrade the smart way. Let's start with something that sounds obvious, but most people mess up. Airline upgrade bidding. If you've ever done this before, it's basically like placing a secret bet for a better seat. You book a regular ticket, then the airline gives you the chance to name your price to upgrade to business class. But here's the kicker. Most people either bid way too low and get rejected, or throw in more cash than necessary. What you want is the sweet spot. Not too low, not too generous. Websites like Upgrade Guru or even Reddit threads for your airline can give you a solid idea of the going rate people are winning with. Airlines like Lufthansa, Etihad, and Emirates all offer this system. Usually you'll get an email a few days after booking saying, hey, want to make an offer? You enter your price, and if they accept, it's yours. No haggling, no drama. It's like playing poker with the airline, only this time the house doesn't always win, especially if the business class section isn't full. The best part? If you don't win, you don't pay a thing. It's risk-free. Just don't forget to check your inbox. Seriously, people miss out just because they ignore those emails. Use miles, but only when it's worth it. Miles sound great until you waste 40,000 of them upgrading to a 2-hour flight just to get a glass of sparkling water and a slightly bigger seat. If you're gonna use your points, make them count. Save them for long-haul flights when jumping from economy to business turns a cramped nightmare into actual sleep, real meals, and peace. American Airlines gives you clear upgrade charts, so you know what you're getting. Delta, not so much. It's all demand-based, so prices shift. Either way, always compare the cash value. If an upgrade costs the same in points as a round-trip ticket somewhere else, think twice. The key? Timing. After booking, log in and check your reservation. Upgrade options with points can pop up closer to the flight. Quiet little windows most people miss. So yeah, miles are gold, but only when you spend them like they are. Watch for last-minute upgrade emails. You ever delete one of those upgrade offer emails without even reading it? Yep, might have just thrown away business class for $80. Some airlines, especially in the last 48 hours before departure, send out fixed grade upgrade offers. No bidding, no guessing, just pay this, fly better. And here's the kicker. It's often cheaper than booking business in advance or even bidding. These offers usually go to people with confirmed bookings. And if there's empty space in the front, airlines would rather fill it for a deal than let it fly empty. So make it a habit. Check your inbox and your airline's app a day or two before your flight. Some deals even pop up during online check-in. I once saw a business class upgrade from London to New York for less than the price of a checked bag and 2 airport snacks. No joke. Moral of the story, don't ghost your inbox. Be ready when flights are overbooked. Overbooked flights sound like a headache, but they're actually a gold mine. When airlines sell more seats than they have, they start looking for volunteers to take a later flight. And guess what they offer to sweeten the deal? Yep, upgrades. Here's the move. Check in online as soon as that 24-hour window opens. If the system asks for volunteers, you're in luck. You'll often be able to name the price you'd accept to switch flights, like $150 in credit. But the real win is negotiating at the gate. I've seen gate agents bump people up to business on the rebooked flight as an extra thank you. The trick is being flexible. If you're flying solo, not checking a bag, and cool with a delay, you're exactly the kind of passenger they want. Show up early, be polite, and let them know you're willing to help out. Sometimes giving up your seat is the best way to get a better one. Volunteer strategically and negotiate. All right, so you're at the gate, the flight's packed, and they start asking for volunteers. Most people panic or ignore it. This is your moment. Walk up to the gate agent and say something simple like, happy to take a later flight if needed, just let me know. Now, here's the key. Don't just hope for a voucher. Ask what's on the table. Maybe it's airline credit, maybe it's a hotel. But if the next flight isn't full, you can straight up ask, is there any chance I could get upgraded on the new flight? Gate agents have more flexibility than you'd think, but only if you're polite, early, and low maintenance. Checked bags and big groups, less likely. Flying solo with carry-on, you're the dream. Oh, and throw in a low bid on that check-in screen too. If they call your name early, you get first pick of whatever perks they're offering. Free upgrade, travel credit, better routing, sometimes all three. Get airline status without being loyal. Think airline status is just for business travelers flying twice a week? Not even close. You can borrow status without flying a single mile, thanks to something called status matching. Here's how it works. Let's say you have elite status with one airline. Another airline wants your business, so they'll match that status for free, sometimes for 3 months, sometimes longer. Delta SkyMiles Medallion Match, for example, gives you instant perks like upgrades, waived bag fees, early boarding, the works. And if you don't have status yet, look into hotel loyalty programs or credit cards that give you reciprocal airline status. It's like playing airline chess. You're not loyal, you're strategic. Even low-tier status can push you ahead in the upgrade queue. And for flights with open seats, that can be all it takes. So, yeah, you don't have to be a frequent flyer. You just have to look like one. Know how to ask the gate agent. There's a right way and a very wrong way to ask for an upgrade at the gate. Don't be that person who walks up saying, "Any free upgrades today?" That's an instant no. Instead, you want to come across as helpful, calm, and slightly strategic. Something like, "Hey, just checking. If there are any seat changes or cancellations, I'd be open to moving. Happy to help however works best." This tells the agent 2 things. 1, you're flexible, and 2, you're not entitled. That matters. Gate agents deal with hundreds of people an hour, most of them stressed and demanding. So, being polite and proactive makes you stand out in the best way. Also, timing matters. Don't ask right before boarding. Aim for 45 minutes to an hour before departure, when they still have options and aren't slammed. And if you've got status, even better. Mention it casually, not like you're showing off, just so they know. Spot a bad seat and turn it into gold. Sometimes the path to business class starts with a broken armrest. Seriously, if your assigned seat has an issue, no recline, busted screen, loose tray table, let the flight attendant know immediately after boarding. Why? Because if economy's full and your seat's genuinely unusable, they gotta move you somewhere. And if there's a spare in business or premium economy, you might just land there without paying a cent. Sites like Seat Guru can help before you even board, showing which seats have known problems. Some travelers, not saying it's smart, but it's real, strategically pick those hoping for a bump. Of course, don't fake it. That's a one-way ticket to bad karma in a middle seat. But if something's actually off, report it fast, be kind, and you might just score a quiet upgrade while everyone else is still stuffing bags in the overhead. Timing is everything. Check-in and boarding tricks. Want to boost your upgrade chances before you even hit the gate? Start with when you check in. Most airlines open online check-in 24 hours before departure. Set a reminder and do it the minute it opens. Early check-in sometimes bumps you higher on the upgrade list, especially if you have status or are using points. Now, boarding time. Don't stroll up at the last second. Get to the gate early, like an hour early. Why? Because that's when agents are juggling empty seats, dealing with no-shows, and handing out last-minute upgrades. If you're standing there, pleasant and helpful, they might just tap you. Also, watch the screens and announcements. Airlines sometimes quietly offer upgrades at the gate for a fixed price. No email, no app alert, but you gotta be there to see it. Basically, timing isn't just about being on time. It's about being in the right place when someone else doesn't show up. Choose the right airline from the start. Here's a plot twist. Sometimes the best upgrade is flying with an airline that feels like business class, even when it's not. Not all economy experiences are created equal. Some airlines just treat you better. More legroom, better food, actual service. Wild concept, right? Take Porter Airlines. You're still in economy, but you get free wine in glassware, no middle seats, and premium snacks. That beats flying basic economy on a legacy carrier where you're fighting for a bag of pretzels. If you're paying out of pocket and not using miles or bidding, picking the right airline is the upgrade. And bonus, some of these carriers are more generous with free seat bumps when they have availability, especially if you check in early or book direct. So, before you even think about how to upgrade, ask yourself who you're flying with. Because sometimes economy isn't a downgrade at all. So next time you're stuck in that endless economy boarding line, just remember, you've got options. Whether it's bidding smarter, using miles right, or playing the overbooking game like a pro, upgrading doesn't have to mean upgrading your budget. And look, even if you don't score business class this time, these tricks make flying feel way less like a chore and way more like a win. If this helped, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got way more insider travel hacks coming your way. In fact, the next video shows you exactly which economy seats to pick if you want the most legroom, quietest ride, and zero crying babies nearby. See you there.